He sat in the sterile, windowless room, his posture relaxed, his breathing even. To the detectives across the metal table, he offered the perfect alibi. He had been home all night. He had watched television, sent a text message to his wife, and gone to sleep by 10 p.m. His story was an airtight fortress constructed with meticulous care. He believed he was the only author of his timeline. What he didn't realize was that in the modern world, a human is never truly alone. A silent, invisible witness had been watching his every move, recording his every breath, and it was about to testify against him. Investigators listened patiently as he built his narrative. The timeline was simple. 8 p.m., arrived home. 9:15 p.m., a quick trip to the kitchen. 10 p.m., lights out. It was a story designed to deflect suspicion, relying on the age-old assumption that without eyewitnesses, there is no crime. But human memory is fallible. Data is absolute. While his mouth spoke of a quiet evening at home, the devices in his pocket and on his wrist were quietly etching a drastically different reality into the digital ether. The dismantling of the alibi didn't begin with a confession. It began with a ping. At exactly 9:18 p.m., the exact moment he claimed to be reaching for a glass of water in his kitchen, his cellular device reached out into the night sky, connecting with a cell tower 11 miles away. It was a digital tripwire. The fortress he had built with word began to crumble under the crushing weight of binary code. The algorithm had spoken. From there, the investigation moved with surgical precision. The narrative shifted from what was said to what was tracked. His smartwatch, which he claimed tracked his peaceful slumber, instead recorded a heart rate spiking to 140 beats per minute at 11:30 p.m. A neighbor's doorbell camera caught the invisible infrared reflection of his car's headlights backing out of the driveway. A toll road license plate reader captured a metallic flash at midnight. Minute by minute, byte by byte, investigators reconstructed his true path. The digital breadcrumbs formed a perfect, undeniable arrow pointing directly to the scene of the crime. When the detectives finally laid the file on the table, they didn't raise their voices. They simply let the data speak. The realization washed over him, not just that he was caught, but how he was caught. He had outsmarted the cameras he could see and avoided the people who could talk, only to be betrayed by the very conveniences he carried in his pocket. The digital trap had snapped shut. In the end, the most damning confession wasn't signed with a pen. It was transmitted by a microchip. The data never lies, but the people who create it often do. If you want to dive deeper into the microscopic details that solve the impossible, subscribe to Savvy Crime. We go beyond the headlines to dissect the darkest mysteries with surgical precision. Hit that subscribe button, and until next time, leave no digital trace.